Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So we had some excitement tonight. Some real excitement. But what caused it? Well, usual stuff, whale games. And the whales are trying to drive you out of your Bitcoin and your financial freedom and your life-changing wealth. But why are they doing so? Why do they continue to cause the FUD and cause people, retail investors, to get out of the game? Well, it's easy. It's simple, and I'm going to explain it tonight. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, articles, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Like I said, we had some excitement tonight. People were really getting scared because the whales are good at what they do, and that is whalish games. That's what I always say, okay? So Bitcoin has come up a little bit from the low that we just saw not too long ago. It's at 42,000, a little bit above 42,000, but Bitcoin did fall to a low of 39.6. Okay, climbed back up, then it tested 40,000, and now we seem to be above this 41,000 mark, which seems to be a pretty good support level at this point. You can see over here it also held. So, why? Why did it happen? Why are the whales trying to get you to sell your Bitcoins? Right? That's the million-dollar question. Why is this happening? Well, I'm going to tell you why. So take a look at this. I saw this on Twitter, and this is where we are right now. This is where we are. In fact, what you're seeing right now is September to October, okay, which I showed you guys this morning, traditionally a very bearish month. But what you're seeing right there is September to October, right before the 500% gain to the top. And that happened in 2017. And guess why that happened? Well, I think you could guess why. Because the whales know what's coming and they're accumulating. They want retail investors to get the hell out. They want to accumulate as much as possible before this run up, right? And that is what I'm thinking is going to happen. We are entering October. Okay, that's only a few weeks away. October, November, December, the most bullish 3 months of any year, and the most 3 bullish months of any 4-year cycle. And that is what we're about to come to. And this kind of climb is what you don't want to miss. So of course it makes sense that we're going to have whalish games like this. Now, some might blame it on Evergrande, right? But that's part of the trick. That's part of the trick. What do you think whales do? They take current events and blow it huge and out of proportion and cause a lot of FUD. But let me just show you. Let me zoom in on this because I think there is something to this. So I'm going to go to a daily chart for Bitcoin. You can see this is where we are. Let's go back in time here, okay? And this is what I was talking about, what I found on Twitter. So this is September going into October. And back in 2017, if you thought today or yesterday today was bad, well, think again, because back in 2017, Bitcoin actually fell down 40% in that month. 40, welcome, Carol. 40% back in September of 2017. So at that time, Bitcoin was right around $5,000, and it fell back down to $2,900 within a single month. Now tell me, those of you guys that were around at that time, tell me that you knew that Bitcoin was going to go up 500% after that. No, I don't think anyone kind of expected it. We knew that there was a top coming, but since that low point, going to the top, that was a 500% gain. And that is exactly what the whales do. They drive you out because they know Bitcoin is going higher and they want to accumulate, right? So that is I believe, what's happening right now. And you can see 2017, that was not the only time. This time over here, from top to bottom, is also 40+%, right? So even though history doesn't always repeat, but it tends to rhyme. So where we are now, if you look at it, it's basically starting in September. We had this recent top of 52.7. If you calculate going all the way down, what is that? It's not 40-something%, I'll tell you that. It's about 25%. If we were falling 40%, that would actually bring us to about 31,000. So we did not have the same kind of drop like before, and that's because people, retail investors and others, are just more well-informed and not as gullible as before, and there's just a lot more holders. And I have something else that supports this, why this is completely caused by the whales. So you could see that, hey, we're in September, we got 1.5 weeks left, right? So it could be very, very, very similar to what happened in 2017, right before our tremendous run. Now, something else that also correlates with this, and this is a brand new metrics I've never seen before by this guy called TXMC, who reported, and using Glassnode, reported that 99% of yesterday's volume was caused by wallets that were less than 3 months old. But if you go less than 1 week old, that tallied to 96.8%. So basically what this is telling you is everyone that panic sold yesterday to today are newbies. Newbies that got in, they got feared out. They got feared by Evergrande and everything else and all the negativity. Basically, all of the volume were from newbies, not from retail investors that has been it for a long time, like you and I and other people, right? So this shows you exactly what happened, exactly what the whales wanted, right? Caused a massive panic, and then longs got liquidated, got wrecked. The long traders got wrecked, right? And this is where we are. But the good news is, to put things in perspective, we're still above 40,000. We're at 42,000, right? That's actually not very far off from our recent top recently. If you think about it, this is not one of those catastrophic, unbelievable dumps. No, it's not. It was sudden, yes, but we're getting through it. Right? And this shows you that, hey, this is whalish games driving out retail investors, not retail investors, newbies, right? But how were they able to do this, right? So how are the whales able to generate this much FUD? Well, it has to be Evergrande, right? This is what everyone's talking about. Evergrande is this, Evergrande is that, or Evergrande or whatever from China, how they're going to implode, whatever. Guess what? They're going to be able to pay their bond interest that is coming up in a few days. There was a lot of rumors about how, hey, it's going to cause the next Lehman Brothers effect and this and that. I told you guys, China's not going to let this happen, right? So how did they mysteriously get their money to repay their bond interest? I don't know, but they're able to. So that seems like that scare has kind of died down, right? Obviously, they're still in financial trouble, but I'm like, man, China's not that stupid. They're not going to let it cause China and the world to go in another recession. It just won't happen, right? And another thing that you could tell is this. Hey, if so many people are so afraid of Evergrande or Evergrande to go belly up, why is the markets not selling off, right? I saw today someone sent me like some story saying, oh, watch out, this is going to like bring the next 2008 event. I'm like, really? Dow Jones in the market hardly fell yesterday. It actually was in green today. And tomorrow, the markets are going to open green. So where's the fear what happened to the fears? Did it just disappear? No, because Wall Street doesn't even anticipate this is going to be a big thing. If they did, the markets would be selling off by thousands and thousands. Why is it not happening, right? So you got to put 2 and 2 together. So it seems like this big giant FUD bubble that was created, like how it's going to bring down everything, it's looking like it's just going to pass and be a non-event. Okay, so I think the whales took advantage of this, blew it up, made sure that the newbies, the retail investors, got out so that they had a chance to accumulate more. And they're getting ready for this huge, tremendous 3 months that is coming, right? And that is why I bought. That's why yesterday I bought so much. And you know what? I might buy some more. Although I spent a tremendous amount of money yesterday, but I might buy some more because there are still a ton of bargains out there. And hopefully you guys took advantage too, because, we don't get these kind of dips that often anymore. Okay. Now we've been seeing Bitcoin slowly and steady rise up since that 28,000 mark. And that was a good buying opportunity. I know a lot of you guys took advantage and bought them, but since then we've been going up and up and up, but not just Bitcoin. No, altcoins since that moment, since 28,000 Bitcoin till now, altcoins, at least some of them, have gone up 300, 400, 500, 600, 700% since then. So now that they've come down a little bit, taking a breather, right? This is when you could get in on those really nice altcoins at a discount, so you don't have to keep buying on way up, right? So that's why I took advantage. I know a lot of you guys took advantage. A lot of you guys are not fearful of what's going on. Bitcoin is going to continue. That there might be volatility. Maybe tomorrow we get more volatility. Maybe Thursday we get more volatility. But then Friday comes, expirations is going to be over, futures, options expiration, and then we head into the final week of this month, and we get ready for October. And it's going to come sooner than anyone realizes. And you know what? All this could be long past us by then, because in the crypto world, we know things move very, very, very quickly. Even a week seems like it's been like 6 months, but no, it's only been a week, right? That's how it feels like in crypto. So ultimately, what's the moral here? Okay, don't let whales drive you out. Whales will always be, they're always go play whalish games, okay? And newbies that really don't understand or don't know any better, they're go get wrecked. They're the ones that are getting wrecked. But the reason why the market continues to hold strong and continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, keeps rising up, is because people are starting to realize that the whalish games and the short-term volatility really does not matter. Time is on your hands. Bitcoin is a digital currency, an asset, a commodity that you just can't get enough of. You want to hold on as much as you can. And the longer you hold, the more prosperity it'll bring you. And eventually it's going to bring life-changing wealth to you. And more people and even companies and institutions and countries are realizing that. So they're buying and buying and buying and buying. That is how it works. And I got to remind you guys that October is rumored to have a ton of Bitcoin ETFs approved. Invesco/Galaxy just filed for a Bitcoin ETF. And there's like 5 pending. And it's rumored, and it's pretty credible coming from inside sources, that at least one, if not more, is going to get approved in October. So this could be that huge catalyst that starts driving Bitcoin up towards $100,000, $150,000, $200,000. Okay, so there's that. And then what else is there? I saw this, Texans, good old Texans. You don't want to mess with Texas. 42% want to make Bitcoin legal tender. You don't need that in the U.S., right? Just get retailers and businesses and merchants to adopt Bitcoin. That's all you need. You don't need to actually make it legal tender. Of course, if it happens, great. But that's all you need. You don't need that. What else is there? Tom Brady says he would love to be paid in Bitcoin. Okay. That's interesting, right? Of course, it makes sense. Tom Brady's like fully in tune with Bitcoin and crypto right now, FTX spokesperson, right? That makes sense. And lastly, for those of you guys that's been eyeing Avalanche, which seems to be doing the impossible and still in green. In fact, I told you guys I bought some Avalanche yesterday. It's actually up 15% since when I bought it. So Avalanche is doing the impossible right now, holding against all this all this, all this red, and that's because they have a big upgrade coming up that is happening basically tomorrow. So I think this is the reason why, right? So Avalanche is also one of the promising network protocols I've talked about. I've loaded up on it, and they are extremely strong right now. So there you go. That's what happened, okay? That's what happened. That is what's happening. Don't fall for it. And let's get through this together. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. All right, I'm scrolling up here. Brian says, gosh, you made my day. I've been in a slump all day. That's what I'm here for, okay? I'm here to help guide you guys through this. I've been through this way too many times, and I've fallen for the same kind of traps, the emotional up and downs, right? The psychological effects, that takes a toll on you. I've been through it, right? So that's what I'm trying to get you guys through. All right, where else is there? Scrolling down. Crypto Dinero says he bought 10 Bitcoins today. That's a big purchase. That's a big purchase. Choo Choo, thank you for that. I have to drink a beer on this stream. Feel free. All right, scrolling down, make sure I didn't miss anything else. I'm thinking, Maxim says, I'm thinking Zilka 87 is perhaps one of the most undervalued crypto in the top 100. Based on its ecosystem satisfaction, what are your thoughts? I think you're overblowing it. I don't think it's one of the most undervalued projects. It has potential, and it's good. It has a lot of things going for it, but I don't know about one of the most undervalued. I'll give you that. Okay, I'll give you that. I do like the project. Joel, I appreciate it. Avalanche Ranch. Yep, that is one of the reasons. Brian Singh says, you're a hero to me. I appreciate that. I do. Thoughts on Benjamin Cohen's lengthening cycle? I mean, he's not the only one that thinks that. I've said that too. Maybe I didn't word it out as eloquently as he did in calling it a lengthening cycle, but I've said this many times that this cycle can go well into 2022, right? Because of institutional adoption. It's really that simple. If institutions are buying, think about Mass Mutual, a company that's centuries old, and they hold things for decades. If they buy into Bitcoin, they bought 100 million. Do you think that they're just going to sell it after a year or 6 months? No. They're going to be holding it for a decade or more. And many of these institutions are doing the same thing. And same thing with these corporate guys. You think MicroStrategy's going to sell after 6 months? No. Right? So as long as these guys continue to buy and hold, right, that's taking Bitcoin out of circulation. And we know Bitcoin is scarce, right? So can that change the 4-year cycle, the dynamics of 4-year cycle? Certainly, it could happen. So this could carry into 2022 and beyond in 2023. Or it could just keep going and we just don't see an 85% drop like before. We could do that. We could see that, right? So yeah. Juan says, I got 2K. Should I put it all into Bitcoin or spread? It depends. It depends on your situation, if you're diversified or not. You never could go wrong with Bitcoin. But if you don't have any altcoins, then yeah, maybe you should. I just watch my videos from yesterday. I just went through what I picked up, but I've also covered other altcoins that are very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. We haven't had the volume this run up to 50K as we did earlier this year. What daily volume do you think we need to see to bump altcoin highs? I mean, it's going to be substantial. Let's not kid ourselves. Bitcoin is a $800 billion monster, okay? It's going to take a lot of money to drive it up. One factor that could be, a catalyst to get in hundreds of billions of dollars is Bitcoin ETFs. There seems to be a lot of people that think that we're gonna get it, right? Whether or not it's a future-based ETF or a real physical ETFs, I don't know, but that could definitely cause a big spike. And plus, there's many other reasons for that, right? So to answer your question, yeah, it's gonna take a lot of money. I think that's the reason why a lot of altcoins have been running, because a lot of that money has flown into altcoins. But you know what? Like in 2017, the same thing happened until Bitcoin started running. Then Bitcoin dominance shot up because all the liquidity, everyone put money into Bitcoin. And then when Bitcoin finally found the top, that's when altcoins really shot up because a lot of money flew out of Bitcoin and went into altcoins. So hopefully that answered your question. I don't know what Project Interlude is. I'm just going to skip that. Do you think there will be any regulatory issues in the future with KuCoin not requiring KYC for US users? I think so. They're not on the radar yet. Right now, KuCoin is one of the remaining really good exchanges with many coins that us US citizens can get without KYC. I think eventually they're going to get shut down for that, right? Or require KYC, I should say. Not shut down. Poor choice of words. But they'll probably get forced to do that. But until then, enjoy it. Enjoy it. In your opinion, how much money does a person need to create life-changing wealth? That depends. Depends on your financial situation. 100,000, 200,000 for some, that's life-changing wealth. That's many, many years of salary, right? And, you know, even if you made like $100,000, you make six figures, right? Most people, even if you're making that much, have very little savings, at least in the U.S. You know, so even if you're making $100,000 a year, but now you've obtained $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 of crypto that you can sell if you wanted to and have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 worth of cash, right? That's life-changing for a lot of people. Doesn't mean that you can retire off of it, but it could change your life in a big way. Maybe you can then get a different job or do something else that you like or start a business, right? There's many things. But for some, you know, it's millions. For some, it's just enough to pay off their house or car. That's life-changing. So it really depends on who you ask. Have you seen interviews Adam Stokes just did? The most wanted man in crypto. You should give it a look. Find it fascinating. Okay. I have no idea. So who is the man? You could just tell me who the man is. VeChain is a bargain. I picked some up yesterday. I said that. I picked up a lot of good network protocols yesterday. I bought Ethereum push on the way up. Just curious your thoughts. Yes, Ethereum is going to come back up. It's one of the ones I say that everyone should hold a little bit of, because Ethereum is the big boy when it comes to network protocol. Okay. Lattice is a DEX on DAG. Live demo. Coming at, yes, I like DAG. I like Constellation a lot. So I'm hoping that they can come out. Maybe that DEX will help. Sol at 130 reminds me of picking up ETH at 130 in 2017. Congratulations. Yes, I do think I'm very bullish on Solana. I think they're going to have a bright, bright future. Marshawn says we just need like one ETF. Yep, we just need one. Mike asked about StormX. You know what? I haven't heard anyone ask me about StormX recently. You know, they're kind of hanging in there. They're like a rewards-based app for you to do stuff and earn rewards in crypto, right? They just need more users at this time. Our cartoon NFTs here to stay. How about real art NFTs? I'm sure they'll go catch on. NFTs, just like art, is, you know, the value is in the eye of the beholder. It really depends on what people are willing to pay for it. That's it. Yeah, people are talking about Evergrande agreeing to make the payment. Yeah, it's been reported. Guess where, where's the money coming from, right? We went from a situation where they had zero money, and all of a sudden they have enough to pay back their interest all of a sudden. Right? You know, that's the thing. I think, again, whales, overblown. this story on purpose, right? Caused a lot of FUD, caused a lot of doubt, caused a lot of retail investors. I mean, look at this. 97% of all volumes that the whole entire volume of all Bitcoin yesterday, 97% was from addresses that's less than 1 week old. So think about it. So basically, it was all newbies. So that's what the whales did, and what they continue to do is eat the AOL of the internet boom. Kind of, yeah, kind of. If they can't scale with Ethereum 2.0, they will become AOL. But if they can scale, then they will become Google, basically. It's huge. It's huge. Adam says, correct me if I'm wrong, but if buying BTC in the OTC market does not make the price go higher, but selling on an exchange does make price get lower, they can always dump and repeat, right? Yes, technically, until you got to think, OTC market is basically like buying from someone, right? It's like you calling up a friend, hey, do you have any Bitcoin to sell? Sure. Okay, I'm going to pay you this much for it. But imagine when you call your friends and you're like, hey, you want to sell me some Bitcoin? They're like, no. So then what are the whales going to do, right? What are these guys going to do? So the OTC market exists right now because there are still sellers. Imagine when there are no sellers. Or imagine when the sellers are all asking for a 50 or 100% premium, right? So where's the liquidity going to come from? It's going to be from centralized exchanges. But that is why centralized exchange reserves keeps dropping too. Because a lot of that gets bought out and taken out, and that's why it keeps decreasing. So you got to think the long game. Right? Why does the price go up? Because the supply can't meet demand, and demand keeps going up, and supply keeps dropping. It's just that simple. John says, I'm pretty sure you have some inside info about ETF and some positive news that is coming in the next 3 months for BTC. I haven't seen this confident ever before. John, thank you. And I know I don't have an inside information. You know what it is because I've never, ever, throughout my 4 years of streaming, have done and paid attention to this much research and focus this much on what's truly happening in the world and the fundamentals of Bitcoin. Okay, 2013 when I got in, I didn't understand. I got feared out. 2017 I got in, I really didn't understand. I didn't really understand what was going on, right? But now, after 2 cycles, and now basically streaming every single day, twice a day for many months, I've come to understand that this is the future. This is going to stay, right? And I'm referring to Bitcoin and many of the altcoins. It's truly going to change finance as we know, and also technology as we know, and change so many people's lives in the future. So I honestly believe that. Even if I am wrong, the next 3 months are not the most bullish 3 months of our life so far, right? But time is on our hands. Bitcoin will continue and will continue higher, right? So that is why I'm so confident. I don't care what happens right now. I really don't. I'm just going to keep forward, keep going, keep holding, keep buying it. It keeps going forward. I mean, that's really what it is. Cyasgo released a beta soon for Skynet. People don't realize you could build full-blown web apps on the blockchain now. That is interesting. I did not know that, Eric. Thanks for sharing that. Skynet is decentralized internet, basically. Built by Sia, who's a decentralized decentralized storage play. So we'll see. We'll see how good it is, but they're obviously not the first ones to try. What's up with Chainlink? You got to just give them time. They're a blue chip. You just continue to hold them and stack them. Mark asks, my portfolio is 19% ETH, 16% Solana, 12% BTC, 10% ADA, 8% Luna, and then a lot of others. Should I continue to DCA what I have already or pick up some new projects like it really depends. You could just stick with those 8 projects and keep DCAing to them because you understand them, you believe in them. Don't get into something just because you think you don't have it. Make sure you actually believe in it. For me, I believe in Atom. I believe in Cosmos. I think it's gonna do great things. It's gonna go much higher. But you have to believe that. Don't get into it just because you feel like you don't have it, right? Actually, just spend some time. Spend an hour or 2 hours of your day. Look into what they do, what they have done, what's coming up, right? And then decide afterwards. All right, let's see. Are you considering getting to BAYC, MAYC, or any big NFT purchasing in general? I did play Diablo 2 back in the day. I know remaster drop it. You know, fun fact. If you go into Diablo 2, you beat the game, you wait for the credits. There's gonna be a part where it says like gem of 1,000 or something like that. Because when Diablo 2 came out, they selected 1,000 people to beta test. And guess who was one out of the 1,000? Me. So my name is actually in there. Fun fact. I didn't even know about Diablo 2 in college, but my friend is like, hey, they're doing a beta. Go sign up. I signed up for fun, and I got it, and he didn't, and he was pissed off. But I don't have time to play Diablo 2 anymore. But Diablo 2, I wasted. Honestly, I'll say this. Like, I've wasted my entire college time, basically 4 years, playing Diablo 2. It made me fail a lot of classes. Have you heard of ETF stock Meta? No, I have not. Never. Sorry. Johnny, been traveling aboard. Your videos have been a big help. Best advice if I'm out of funds to buy more dip. Hey, you gotta hustle, man. Hustle, make some side cash, right? I've said that before. Even look at someone like Gary Vee. He has hundreds of millions of dollars in his bank. Yet, every Saturday, Sunday, he goes out and buys stuff from garage sales. Just because he enjoys it. He enjoys the flip. He enjoys the hunt. Yes, he can make a lot of social media videos and make money off of that way. That's probably the more likely reason because he can profit more by doing that. But still, he does it. I truly believe that if you enjoy the hunt, you're going to keep going at it no matter how rich you are. And that's what you need because imagine one day you have all the money that you ever need. Then what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do with your time? So as long as you enjoy the hunt, keep going for it. So if you don't have any money, then go have a side hustle or something. Try to make more. Or you continue to hold, wait until things come up and take profits, right? That's why I stress everyone to have a good amount of cash on the side so you're able to take advantage of the dips. Do I only B Pro? I do. I have some B Pro. Yes. What else did I miss? Did I miss anything? Saran. Someone says I missed their super chat. Sorry. Can't see it. You know you could be a member. Then it's easier for me to see too. Because all members have that nifty icon. A green icon, right? Emote or wherever it is. Then I can see it better. Have you sat courtside at an NBA game? Yes, I have. But it was because I was working at a company. They had a preseason courtside ticket. They were giving away. I got it. It was a preseason game, but it was fantastic. I was looking into it. I was looking into buying some season tickets courtside, but they're freaking expensive. They're freaking expensive. But I was thinking I could use it as a business deduction and enjoy it. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to attend that many games because you're required to buy 42 games or something. And that's a lot of money to put down. So, but courtside is the way to go. If you're going to go to an NBA game, forget box seats or whatever. It's courtside. That's where you want to be. Oh, by the way, I do have a story about NBA if you guys want to hear about it because it actually really irritates me. Justin says, besides BTC, ETH, which coins would you consider DCAing into on BlockFi or Gemini for long term? That's tough. I don't even know. I don't even remember what's on both. I mean, Gemini and BlockFi are both limited in my opinion. So I don't know off the top of my head. So I honestly suggest you should look at it something else. Look at a Binance.us or KuCoin because they have a lot more selection. William says I waste a lot of years on Diablo 2 as well. Diablo and StarCraft too, man. When I'm really, 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 really bored and I just need to relax and there's nothing to watch, I would watch StarCraft 2 tournaments on YouTube. I still enjoy watching the pros play. People are scared. Yannick says, people are scared at 40K now when 2 months ago they were begging for the 40K. Yeah, that's how it always is. The human psychology is like that. When we were at 28,000, people were begging for us to go to 30 and 40,000 again. Now we're at 42. People are like, oh my God, I gotta sell, sell, sell. I think that's it. When 10th generation Honda. Hey, I review. I've been concentrating a lot on TikTok for my drivers only channel, and my Tundra video exploded, man. Almost 500,000 views in a single day. It's crazy. But yeah, I reviewed the 10th generation of the Civic. It's kind of boring. I like actually the 9th generation better. Stake or not to stake? Best place to stake Sol. That's a good one. Sol is hard to stake. There's not a lot of apps that allow you to do so. I think Exodus allows you to do so. I forgot what they pay, but you can natively, just stake to power the network. I think that's the best option. Thorchain Rune, ever since they got hacked, they kind of lost all weakness. So I don't know. George, do you see Algo getting some momentum again? Yes. In fact, I picked up some Algo yesterday because I didn't have enough. I'm like, I think it's going to do better. So I picked up a good amount. Am I on Reddit? I actually have the subreddit CryptosRUs, but I don't use it. I don't have time to manage it. So yeah. Have I looked into mining tokens? No, I have not. GMT I have. I've done a couple segments with them. I'm going to do another one, but GMT is kind of interesting where you just simply hold your tokens. So, and as long as you do, you get a certain percent of their hash power, and then you get mined Bitcoins directly deposited to you. So that's actually kind of interesting. So, yes, I have heard of GMT. Do I earn a varsity? No, not at this point in time. Super Google, Extreme Fear at 40K. Yeah, imagine that. What was the 2017 news catalyst? I don't remember. I think it's just pure FOMO at this point. Do I like Alice? I used to, but I just kind of gave up on them. They don't seem to have any big traction at this point. They were supposed to be the decentralized version of My Neighbor. Not My Neighbor. Animal Crossing, but they didn't hit the same kind of expectations. All right, last few questions. Do you see a future for AMP? Are they similar to Cody? Kind of, but different. AMP is a collateral token, so it could be actually used in many payment system like Cody. There's no one there's no reason why, say, AMP can't be used with Cody. That's the thing. It's not a payment system. Flexa is the system. AMP is just a collateral token. Mario, I appreciate that. I think that's it. All right, guys. 8,000 people watching. Smash the like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Well, ultimately, what we're seeing right now is whale games, okay? Whale games because, you know why? Because this is where we are, and this is where we're going to be at by the end of 2021, and they want to accumulate as much as possible, okay? And to put things in perspective, this dip right here was 40%. That was way worse than what we just experienced, okay? So that was a 40% drop, and then guess what? From that bottom to top, 500% gain. So this is exactly what we're seeing right now, I believe. It happens to be in September too. And it happens to be that we're moving into October, November, December, right? So don't fall for the whale games. And this whole thing about Evergrande, I think it's overblown. They could pay their interest now. I've said it ever since I heard it. I just don't think China's going to let it, cause the next recession. It just doesn't make any sense. I think it will resolve itself somehow. Maybe there's some intervention or something, but I think it was the perfect opportunity for the whales to drive a lot of FUD and drive things down. But you know what? We need to stay together, focus on the future, and ignore that. Ignore that kind of FUD, right? I don't like reserve rights. I just don't. I don't know. It's a algorithmic stable coin. And tokenomic on Serum. I haven't studied that yet, so I don't know. All right, guys. Oh, yeah. NBA story. Okay, NBA story. This pisses me off, and 76ers should be more pissed off, and Philadelphia fans should be more pissed off. So I'm a big NBA fan, right? And I see a story like this. Breaking news, Ben Simmons will not report to training camp next week. You know, it's like, you know how much he's getting paid? He's getting paid $30+ million a year, okay? He caused FUD upon himself because he can't shoot free throws, right? He got, even the 76er fans weren't even booing him. They were supportive of him. But because of how bad he looked, now he's throwing a tantrum, and now he's demanding to get traded. Like, when you sign a contract, right, what does that mean? That means you are binded to go play, right? Just like if you go to work, they're paying you, and if you refuse to go to work, guess what? You're going to get fired, right? But someone like Ben Simmons is like, no, I'm not going to go to work, but I'm not going to get fired either. So you better just trade me to somewhere else. I hope 76ers trades him to like the worst team in NBA. I don't even know what the worst team in NBA is right now. Memphis? No. I don't know. No, they're not. I don't even know what the worst team is. Washington? Probably Washington. 76ers should trade him to the worst team ever and then make him suffer, or bench him for an entire season. That's what I think. They could afford it. The owner could afford it. They should just bench Simmons for an entire season to just teach him a lesson. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good one.